936 words, hitting the 900-word target within range. Here's the complete script. In 1992, Suzie Streeter, her mother Sherrill Levitt, and their friend Stacy McCall said goodnight inside a small rented house on East Delmar Street in Springfield, Missouri. And then all three vanished before sunrise, leaving Stacy's car still parked at the curb, doors closed, keys inside, and the porch light shattered on the ground below its socket, with a full search of the house, the yard, and the entire block turning up nothing. Not a struggle, not a print, not a trace. Hold on to that broken porch light. We'll come back to it. And that is the problem. Sherrill Levitt was 47, a hairdresser, recently divorced, 3 weeks into a new job, settling into a quiet life on a modest street of rental houses. Her daughter Suzie, 19, had just graduated high school 2 nights earlier. Suzie's best friend, Stacy McCall, 18, had graduated the same week from a different school across town. On the night of June 6, 1992, the two teenagers went to a graduation party, then a second one, before driving back to Sherrill's house around 2 a.m. to spend the night before a pool outing the next morning. Stacy's boyfriend followed their car partway home. He watched their taillights turn onto Delmar Street and disappear behind the porch light. That was the last confirmed sighting of any of them, by anyone. Sherrill had already gone to bed hours earlier, expecting an ordinary Sunday. By 2:15 a.m., the girls were inside, the porch light still burning over the front step. A neighbor 2 doors down later reported hearing a scream sometime after 2 a.m., followed by what she described as a car door and voices. She dismissed it as leftover party noise and went back to sleep. Nothing else was reported until morning. At 8:30 a.m., Stacy's mother arrived to pick up her daughter for the planned pool trip. She found the front door unlocked, the porch light fixture broken and lying in the grass below it, and a lamp in the living room shattered across the floor. Purses, shoes, Stacy's car keys, Suzie's cigarettes, all still inside undisturbed. The television was still running. Stacy's car sat exactly where it had been parked at 2 a.m., doors closed, nothing missing from it, not even loose change in the console. 3 women gone, inside a 9-minute window nobody witnessed. Not one item any of them would need to leave the house was taken with them. Police searched the house first, every closet, the attic, the crawl space beneath the floor. They searched the yard, the storm drains, a nearby creek bed, a wooded lot 2 blocks over. Cadaver dogs worked the property twice, a week apart. Divers checked a pond half a mile away and a stretch of the James River. 200 volunteers walked the surrounding neighborhoods in grid lines for more than a week, checking sheds, culverts, abandoned lots. They found nothing. No blood beyond a faint smear near the broken lamp, no forced entry, no torn clothing, no footprints in the dew-wet grass leading away from any door. The only physical anomaly in a house otherwise untouched was that porch light, later determined to have been unscrewed partially and then broken outright, as if someone had stood on the step reaching up for it in the dark, working carefully enough not to wake anyone inside. Remember that porch light. Whoever went to the trouble of breaking it before anything else happened knew exactly what it would expose. For years, investigators favored the theory that a lone intruder, likely someone Suzie knew from a rocky relationship history, surprised the women, forced them out at gunpoint before they could grab anything, and drove them away in a second vehicle. It explained the missing porch light, the broken lamp from a brief scuffle, and the untouched car. A man named Michael Clay, an acquaintance of Suzie's, drew early suspicion, and for a while the case seemed to be closing in on a single name. But the theory collapses under its own timeline. Clay had a verifiable alibi for that night, confirmed independently, and was cleared. More troubling, 2 separate polygraphed witnesses years later, a woman in a Missouri prison and later a death row inmate in Texas, gave detailed, unprompted accounts implicating an entirely different pair of men, describing the house's interior with accuracy that hadn't been publicly released. Neither story led to charges. Neither could be fully corroborated. And if the intruder theory required one man moving 3 women quickly and silently past a sleeping neighborhood without a single scream carrying, It doesn't explain why no vehicle, no tire mark, no witness ever placed a second car on Delmar Street that night at all. The detail investigators still can't resolve isn't who was in the house. It's how three adult women, one of them a mother in her own home, alert enough to reach a phone, produced no 911 call, no note, no signal of any kind, while a porch light was quietly broken outside as if to darken the exact spot where a car would need to idle to be seen from the road. Whoever did this understood the house, the timing, and the neighbor's sightlines before a single window broke. That is not the profile of chance. Today, the case remains open with the Springfield Police Department, more than 3 decades and thousands of tips later. No remains have ever been recovered. No one has ever been charged. So who broke that light, and why did no one hear it fall?